So about 3 months ago, I was just sitting around as any kid does during the summer, and I suddenly got the idea. Hey, what if I were to do like some sort of crazy marathon game crazy marathon thing where I play a ton of Mario games for a long time or something like that. And I never actually went anywhere with the idea, sadly, and pretty quickly forgot about it. Until about a month ago, where I was just searching around my brain for some cool idea for a big video to do before summer's over and I wouldn't be able to upload as much. And I came across the marathon idea again. And I thought, that's a dumb idea. Let's do it. So after a couple days on working on everything, I finally had it prepared. I was going to beat every single mainline 3D Mario game, and I was going to try to do it in just 3 days. I really mostly did this just because I like the 3D Mario games out of the most, and also because it seemed like it'd be a short enough but still challenging, challenge. But either way, it ended up working out beautifully, and man, was this an adventure. Just as a disclaimer, I did not include Super Mario 64 DS. I know people consider that to be a mainline game, but I feel like it's just a bit too similar to Mario 64 to count it, and also, I don't really, I don't know the game. So yeah, that game wasn't included. Also, I switched computers between recording and editing this, so a bit of the footage is going to be lost, but I was able to get all the important and fun stuff. So, without further ado, let's get into the challenge. Oh yeah, and huge thanks to Prosvia Gaming for providing any of the extra footage. Okay, now for real, on to the challenge. Alright, we going? Well, let's go into game number 1. Super Mario Galaxy! I have currently on my phone the route and some of the major tricks for Galaxy 1 here. I got these from watching the World Record Speedrun, latest World Record Speedrun. Let's get into a new file. Oh my gosh, I can't believe I'm actually going to do this. This is pure insanity. What am I doing? And so our adventure starts in Super Mario Galaxy 1. Right off, I knew both the Mario Galaxy games were going to be pretty big problems time-wise if I didn't do something. So the day before it started, as you heard in the beginning, I watched through and wrote down the entire World Record Speedrun route and some, major skips and notes. I also did both games first to make sure the run was fresh in my mind and I wasn't too tired or exhausted when doing them. So the first 2 games were Galaxy and Galaxy 2. Now, sadly, a lot of the footage got lost in these 2 games for some reason, but thankfully there's not really a lot to say about these runs. They both ended up going a lot faster than I expected though, and I had both games done around 5 o'clock the first day. And, well, I didn't know what to do next. I mean, now don't get me wrong, I love both Galaxy games, but they're extremely slow-paced, and it just feels like a huge drag when I'm playing nothing but them for over 10 hours straight, and I just want to be over with it. I decided I could take a break and get started with a much more basic, simple, and short game, Super Mario 3D Land. Problem is, it is a 3DS game, so I couldn't record it. But thankfully, there's not much to say about this game either, as it was extremely quick, and I beat it with ease in only an hour and a half. And that's the end of 3D Land, boys. I can't believe we've gotten this many games in one day. I guess now we start Sunshine. And begin Sunshine I did. With still roughly 4 hours left in day 1, I was already beginning my 4th game. I was pretty shocked by this, but I honestly was ready to accept it at that point since it actually seemed like I would have a chance to beat this challenge. Now began the wonderful, horrifying, torturous ride that was Super Mario Sunshine. Okay, so maybe some explaining is in order. I don't necessarily hate Sunshine. I think it's a fun game, and with some more polish, could have been amazing. But when you are trying to beat it fast and you're playing that game non-stop for 10 hours. Oh boy! So, first of all, my biggest problem is the controls. They just aren't the same as the other 3D Marios. The physics are just really janky. The way Mario moves and turns and slides and just everything just feels wrong and unpolished. And I just hate it. And yeah, that was my experience for all of Sunshine. I was already exhausted by that point of the day from having to play all the Galaxy games and 3D Land, and I was just ready to go to bed and start a new day, but I knew I had to at least get some progress in Sunshine, so I pushed through, and I was able to eventually get it done about halfway through day 2. But man, I just didn't like this game at all. It was really not a fun experience, and honestly, it makes me sad because this game really did have a lot of potential. I mean, just listen to me during this part. Did you hear anything? Exactly. I was so exhausted and so tired of playing 3D Mario, I didn't even talk for almost this whole thing. If you know me, normally when I'm in my videos, I talk a lot. That's just the way I am. I like to make a lot of noise and I don't like it to be quiet. But this really wore me out to the point where I was just silent for most of the day, every day. And it kind of stunk. Don't get me wrong, I love this challenge. I'm really glad I did it, but man, it just tired me out so much. I was so incredibly happy when I finally finished Sunshine. And ladies and gentlemen, with that, Super Mario Sunshine is done! Yes! Yes! Oh my gosh, it's done! I never want to touch this game again in my life! Yes! I am shaking! Oh! It's over! Yes! We did it! Sunshine done! Never want to see it again! I'm turning off my monitor! Until the credits are done. I am so done with that game. Yes! Alright. If you couldn't tell by my voice, yeah, I was pretty excited to have that game done. I kid you not, I was just so sick of that game. I lost my voice for several hours because of how hard I was screaming in excitement of finishing this game. But after all of that, halfway through day 2 and Super Mario Sunshine was already done. It's pretty amazing. And I was starting to get worried that I might actually undershoot my goal of 3 days. But no matter what, I decided to continue on. The next game was going to be Super Mario 64, and this game was going to be very interesting because I am a 16-star speedrunner of this game. Not a good one, but I am one. And so I knew how to beat the game in roughly 30 minutes. I knew this was going to be a quick, short, and relatively easy one for me, so I figured it'd be a good break after the horrors that I had to go through for Super Mario Sunshine. Alright boys, Mario 64 time! Let's go! And this game is going to be very short because I happen to be a 16-star speedrunner. Am I good at it? No, but do I know how to do it? Yes. So let's get into the game! Hopefully it should only take about 30 to 40 minutes, unless I am, like, just a big stupid idiot and mess up a ton. But that shouldn't happen, so you guys can just see my awesome, amazing Mario 64 gaming skills. What was the route again? So, as you can probably hear after beating Sunshine, my confidence was pretty high for Mario 64. Like I said before, now that I knew that the game was going to go so fast, I was pretty confident that I would beat it quickly, and would soon be going on to 3D World, which was the next game. And my prediction was right. Super Mario 64 went very fast, and I got roughly a 35-minute run, which is actually pretty fast for me. Thank you! And that, my friends, is Mario 64! Let's go! Yes! And another game down. That leaves us left with 3D World, Bowser's Fury, and Mario Odyssey. I think we're gonna do 3D World and Bowser's Fury next, just because having those two next to each other will be nice. And then Odyssey will come last. Wow. Man, we are flying! And flying I was. In just 35 minutes, Super Mario 64 was already done, and it was pretty insane. Now, all I had left was 3 games halfway into day 2, and I was seriously starting to wonder if I would even need most of day 3. And so I kept on to 3D World, and oh boy, this game was interesting. Okay, 3D World time. New game. Luigi, of course. Let's try and beat this by the end of today. That'll leave us with 2 games for day 3. 2 very short games. Which will be nice. Skip cutscenes. I forgot you can skip cutscenes in this game. I've been so used to playing, like, so many games without being able to skip cutscenes, and now I can actually skip them. It's nice. Skip the whole time. Next game on the list was Super Mario 3D World, and I was pretty excited for this game. I always enjoyed it when I played it, and generally it seemed like a chill game. That would be a nice break after going through Sunshine and 64. And it was nice and pretty relaxing. A bit too relaxing. At this point, I was over halfway into day 2. I had barely gotten any sleep the last night because of stress. And I was just exhausted. So exhausted that I was literally falling asleep on my desk through most of Super Mario 3D World. Whoa, we did it. Yay. Oh, I'm so happy that we're done with this game. Yay, Bowser's dead, guys. Oh, I'm about to fall asleep. Now, if that does not speak volumes for how purely exhausted I was, I don't know what would. But, thankfully, the final long game was over, and there were just 2 more quite short games left, starting out with Bowser's Fury. Now, for those who don't know, Bowser's Fury is very similar to 3D World in its general play structure and pacing. Really, the only difference is it's a more open world and shorter game experience. And this went pretty much the same as 3D World, except better. It was still relaxing and enjoyable, and it definitely helped considering how tired I was, but it wasn't too incredibly boring to the point that I just fell asleep. Generally, it took me, I believe, about 2 to 3 hours, and really, nothing interesting happened for most of the run. I was just grabbing shines the whole time. The end of Bowser's Fury quickly came and left. I really didn't say anything for most of the run. In fact, I hadn't been saying anything most of the day. I, as I've already said, was just really exhausted. But I still was playing and was able to beat Bowser's Fury with relative ease. It's not really that difficult of a game. And that left one final game to go. Super Mario Odyssey. This was it. The final game, but I was only on day 2. All I had to do was beat it fast, and I could actually do this challenge. Super Mario Odyssey is a game that, for those of you who've been watching my channel already know, I speedrun quite a lot, so I knew I could get it fast. And I had about 3 hours left of the day. I had one goal and one goal only. Beat that game before the end of the day. And, oh wow, did I fly. I went faster than I've gone on almost all of my speed runs. And I probably got close to a personal best. The precision and the speed of my movement at the energy level I had at the time was absolutely amazing. Super Mario Odyssey was by far the smoothest and fastest gameplay of the entire marathon, which is a miracle considering how far in I was. But it was the final game, and I hit the end around an hour and a half in. And I was shocked. Come on. Come on! Let's go, boys. Come on! Guys, and with that, every 3D Mario game in 2 days. That's right. Within just 2 days, I beat every single mainline 3D Mario game. I was amazed that this was even possible in the first place, and I surpassed mine and I'm sure many other people's expectations by a lot. It was truly amazing to have done this, and I am so glad I did it. It was hard, it was exhausting, and I hated myself for a long time after, but boy was it worth it. And honestly, that's really it. Afterwards, I thought for a bit that I might try to add some other games in the marathon, but I didn't really want to deviate off the original rule set I had made, so I decided that it was good to leave it there. I had come to do what I accomplished, and that was enough. And wow, that's really all. I mean, this was an amazing adventure, and I'm so glad I was able to share it with all of you guys. And I am probably never doing it again. But I'm glad I did it in the first place. And I want to thank all of you for sticking around so long to wait for this video, for watching through this whole video, and for being here for me and my channel. And that's really it. I'll see you guys in the next video. Bye-bye! Hey guys, real quick, before the end of the video, I just wanted to say thank you so much for sticking with the channel. I know I kind of ditched you guys and disappeared for a long time, and that's sadly just because I've been really busy, especially since school year started, and I really can't say I'm going to be back to a regular upload schedule anytime soon, but I can say I'm going to try to start working harder from this video to make higher quality and more often videos. Yeah, I just wanted to address that real quick. Okay. That's it. I'll see you guys in the next video, for real. Bye.